I hit the live button already. I hit the live button right away, and I haven't even refilled my coffee or anything, and I haven't put the camera in the right place. So I'm just going to entertain you all while I ask Peggy real nice to refill my coffee for me.
Oh, that's why you hit the live. Like,
it wasn't on purpose, I swear. I was setting up the live.
You know, I can see. I can see. It's like you need.
I mean, I'm not sad about it now. I'm just saying. I still have to figure out where we're even going to put. Oh, do you have a place to put your coffee?
I do.
Hello, everybody. Look how she just took my cup. That was so good. Also, oh my God. Thank you, Donna. I'm all dressed up because we're doing that super special. Okay, so I might as well start out with the shout out because I put a link to it down below. But in a little while, so exactly 2 hours and 2 minutes from now, according to my clock, I am going on with Danny Mystic and Modern Metaphysic Man, Dustin, for our first episode of 3 Fat Readers. And I was so dang excited that I was like, I'm doing my makeup. I was going to do my nails, but I didn't have time. So I'm shouting at you guys, but I was real. I did. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. So if you haven't seen that yet, you haven't seen all the announcements we've been putting out the last couple of days, there's a link down below. Watch for us at noon. We're going to be talking Game of Thrones, spoiling all the things that have happened so far. So just FYI. We'll have an intro first. So feel free to join us for that bit. Thanks, Elle.
For that bitch. Join us for that bitch.
You thought I said join us for that bitch?
Yeah.
No, I did not say that. Thank you.
Said it, just not in the
I feel super pretty, but I was like legit. I was like, I haven't done makeup in like months, and I was like, I really need to. I really need to doll up. Normally, I come on for Self-Wear Saturday in like my pajamas.
Okay, so
probably still going to be a thing most of the time. Oh, Peggy's going to try to get us on topic already. Look at that. She's like, she's not even sitting. She's like, let's get on topic now, people.
Get you on topic. Keep you on topic.
Where's my coffee? It'll be easier to keep me on topic when I have coffee. Is this when I ask you to make me a sandwich too? Get in there and make me a sandwich.
You're so funny. I don't know why you
Thank you, everybody.
I don't know why you want a spit sandwich.
Oh, thanks, sister. She's like, you look gorgeous in pajamas too. I do look gorgeous in pajamas too. Also, I'm still in pajamas, you guys. See? It's just the top half. This is the beautiful thing about YouTube. I will say it a million times over. You can look like whatever you want on top. You can still be in your jammies in the bottom. Just saying. Yeah, so you do that too. Yeah, who doesn't? Like someday we should do like a little chat where we all like do our regular thing for getting ready for YouTube and then like stand up and be like, but this is what the bottom looks like. Then again, I don't know if I actually need to show my butt on YouTube though.
No, because if you issue a challenge like that, you know you're seeing somebody's parts.
Thank you. Also, we don't want to see anybody's parts. No, please.
No,
please. Oh, this smells so good. Are you making more coffee too? See, this works great. Look, we don't even
guys,
have.
There's my shirt.
And you know what we did? Oh yeah,
a shirt.
She put her Firebird. Now everybody, look at my wife's boobs because that's where her. No, you didn't. Okay.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes,
I didn't.
You did.
I did not.
Though.
Just for your shirt, guys. I did not. Nobody saw a thing. It's fine.
We're trying a new, slightly lower tech setup, and I'm liking it. Like you can see us. It's
Hi, guys.
Great. And actually, I got to put the poop on the camera.
Raw Spirit, Yvette, Danny, Elle, Jen.
If you don't know.
Raw Spirit again. Ozark, Danny.
There we go.
You know what? I almost never. I can read fast enough to see all the things, but I don't type fast enough to actually be able to meaningfully say hi to everybody.
There we go. Because I was leaning into it. I'm gonna pop out the chat and make it bigger.
Keith is in. I thought somebody, Karen.
I know. I'm really bad at.
If I missed anybody, it's just because I'm slow.
Okay, my volume's off. Hold on. I gotta make sure. I'm sorry if you're hearing clicking, but I have to make sure.
She was not ready. I'm like, she's like, oh, this is done. Click.
I did.
There's a criticism right there.
Are you criticizing how I run my YouTube?
Careful. No. Oh, careful.
Yeah.
See, this is the
careful, man. This is careful. No, I'm just kidding. She's fine. That was, I will tell you guys, that was actually probably one of the hardest videos I've made so far.
You agonized like all week over that.
Because I'm talking about something that I still super duper suck at.
Well, here's the
but
thing.
It's something that I feel like.
I always say, here's the thing. Did you know that? Here's the thing. And then I talk for like 20 minutes and ignore you.
You don't ignore me. If you ignored me, I smack. Now you're just being. Why do you even need your glasses? The text is like 130%. You're fine. Actually, don't put them on the keyboard.
Well, if I need them, I need to be able to reach out.
No.
Are you like literally pulling me back?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them behind you.
Oh, so if I need them,
you can't find them because
no,
it's fun.
you agonized on that because
you know what, you guys, I was like, I had no idea. You did great. I was so squirrely. I'm like, it was so hard to stay focused because I was like, oh God, I'm calling myself out every freaking 30 seconds.
Well, because
calling myself out.
But the thing is that no, I want to look sophisticated for us all.
Oh, with the glasses.
No, I just want to be able to read. I don't really give a shit how I look. Thing is that it's never easy to be criticized, no matter how self-assured, self-confident. It's just never easy. It's like, oh, I thought I was doing better at that. That's your first. It's kind of hard to describe. Like if you're on a brand new job and you screw something up, and somebody says, oh, hey, you got that wrong. Here's how to do it right. You're like, okay, thanks, because that's not criticism. You don't see it as criticism. It's help. It's a form of criticism.
That's true. I have to address something that's totally off topic. Yes, I mean, it's totally a thing. If you pop out the chat and hit Control++ on your keyboard, you can zoom in the text so that it's bigger for old lady eyes like ours, so we can see it from a distance. Otherwise, we for the first, like, if you go back and watch some of our first lives,
the ego around.
If you go back and watch some of our first lives, you're gonna see us like leaning in because we were recording on my tablet, like leaning in to read the comments as they were popping up.
Hey guys, we realized we were doing it.
So yeah, we had to.
I thought of it though.
You did.
Yeah, I said, well, Control++ works for everything else. Try it, and you did.
Totally works.
But no, it's like there's a whole bunch of criticism is and it's like I said before, everything has its own spectrum. If you do something wrong at work and somebody tells you that you've made a mistake, that is a form of criticism. But that's an acceptable criticism because it's direct, it's distinct, it has examples, it has an action plan, it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, when you're putting files away, you have to put the blue files in this cabinet. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's criticism.
That's true.
But it's tangible, it's black and white, and it's not personal. The minute the criticism starts to feel personal, it's like, I don't want to be told this. I don't like being told I've done something wrong or that I need to change something that if it's personal, it's like, oh, when you're talking to so and so, don't talk so loud because I got a fairly loud voice.
No.
No.
And I'm sorry, wait. Can we pause for a moment? And how does it feel when you're told you're talking too loud?
Well, that's for me, it's different. Sometimes I've got full-time sinuses, and sometimes if it blocks my ears, I can't tell how loud I'm talking.
But yeah, man. But when people, but sometimes you do.
Sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't realize I was talking loud. Blah 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 blah.
I'm trying to call her out. It's not working at all.
No,
we're not playing into it.
Well, because the thing is that it's the point
I'm trying to make is that even Peggy struggles with constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I was just like, I have to make it's not just me.
We have to go, oh, well, it's my sinuses, so but it suddenly for me becomes black and white.
That's very true.
But I do have my voice. Okay, you've come out and you said, honey, your voice is really, because my voice really carries. It's like, and you've come out and said, hey, honey, like, your voice is carrying and it's picking up on this. I'm trying to sleep or whatever. I'm like,
or I'm filming a video.
Like, my first reaction is, oh shit, it's not even something I can control. Like what? And it's like, okay, well, I can just stop talking. But the thing is that there's always that moment of, oh fuck this shit. Oh fuck no. And it's everybody deals with it.
I think it's that we feel Peggy doesn't need criticism. Peggy is
perfect.
Whoa. Whoa, y'all.
You don't live with me, y'all.
You know what, though? I will say, and this is something that Peggy brought up, the biggest difference in how you handle or react or respond to anything is how much time you give yourself to think about your response. Because this is where I fall down flat on my face every time, is that need to
have your response
reply right away, to react right away, and I also, it's not even that I feel like I want to reply right away, it's that I feel an expectation to reply right away. And people don't typically give you criticism and say, I know I'm giving you criticism, but just so you know, you don't have to fix this right this second, and you don't have to respond right this second. So it's like people don't give you that opening. So you don't think, oh, they don't necessarily need me to fix this or respond immediately. They just need me to know it, think about it, consider it, and then maybe do something about it.
Well, and it depends on a whole lot of things. Sometimes it can be so uncomfortable to give the criticism that you're super awkward, and it's like, well, I hate being in these conversations where I'm criticizing somebody, so I just walk up and go blah, and the person's looking at me going, oh my fucking God, you hate me.
Right. And this is what I was kind of saying, is that usually the delivery isn't awesome. So it's super important to consider the source and what you think this person is trying to accomplish.
But we don't always have the luxury of doing that until after the fact. So it's
totally.
For me, it's like, well, I don't like this, but I'm going to hold my shit together and think about it afterwards.
Yeah, completely.
And it kind of changes things.
But see, you take that moment to have that conscious thought. Whereas for me, I often don't realize I'm doing the word vomit auto reply until
those are fun. Until
I'm well into it, and until I've actually managed to make it work.
I'm practicing embroidering shirts.
So I think it's important to remember too that for a lot of us, we do the instant respond thing, and this is something I'm still trying to learn. Is that you can, if you catch yourself doing the instant respond thing, you can at any point say, "Ooh, I feel like I'm being a little bit defensive. Let me take a step back, take some time to think about it, and get back to you." You can still pause even after, because it's kind of like cheating on it. Wait. It's kind of like cheating on a diet, right? It's like once you're cheating on, like this is a whole. Hold on, let me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let me make the point, but like it's kind of like once you let yourself respond or behave in a particular way, it's harder to rein yourself in and take a different route.
It's easier to get really upset. It's easier to get more upset when somebody that you love is trying to offer you a criticism too.
Yes, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that you can start off handling it badly and still pause to take a moment and say, "Oh, I think I'm handling this badly. I need to step away," or whatever. Because that's something that I'm still trying to learn, is that once I've gone down the path of like reacting and defending, that I can still pause myself and go, "Okay, I'm not happy."
And that's really hard, because
it's a bit of a rabbit hole.
That's a matter of like drawing yourself back once you're already in it. But
which is so hard, which is the whole point.
Yeah, but that might almost be a separate discussion by itself, because the problem is like I hate being criticized.
Yeah.
And I've done stuff that needs to be criticized.
Yeah.
We all have, and I fucking hate it. So I'll just go, okay, sure. I mean, I don't argue back. I don't freak out. I don't do whatever. And maybe it's just a matter of applying different tactics. Sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck you. And then an hour later, I'm going, oh, shit, they were right.
Yeah, it's like,
I think for me, it's always like, I try not to lose my shit in the moment, because maybe they're just being awkward. And maybe that's something that I do that other people don't have.
One thing I've watched you do
is like, maybe they're probably feeling just as awkward as I am, so I need to just like slow the fuck down, take it in, think about it later. It's hard. Oh, it's fucking hard. I think you want to kill. You want to like, where's my fucking shovel? I'm burying your ass.
I think there's two main.
My voice is shitty today. Are you hearing this?
Yeah, you're a little croaky. My thing is.
Hi, Somewhere in Time.
Hi, Caroline. There's two.
Gail. Anybody else who came in?
There's two main chunks of this topic that I want to talk about. So one is like the defensiveness and the way we feel when it's happening. But the other thing is what we do to ourselves afterward. And I think it's really important to reel ourselves in. So we've gotten some constructive criticism and not go down into the rabbit hole. Not go down into the rabbit. Wait.
I'm sorry.
I know, but I want to. Not go down into the rabbit hole of beating ourselves up and making ourselves feel horrible. Because at the end of the day, no matter how constructive and correct somebody's criticism of you is, it's really important that you parse out that this is about behavior, this is about a situation, this is not you as a person, and it's really important to not let yourself get sucked into that mire of like self-hatred and self-beratement.
And sometimes it's just some asshole.
I made this personality just for you. That was funny, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm squirrely, so I have to like.
Squirrely. And sometimes it is somebody who like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're just gonna have to like deal with that too, because there's that magical scale again getting in the way, right? It's like, well, what if this person is just somebody who tends not to like me in the first place? Well, okay, I get that you're tending not to like me in the first place. So your criticism is not coming from a place of helpfulness
This is why the first step is to consider the source and consider the intent. Because as long as you trust the person to have the best interest of the relationship or the situation at heart, or you at heart,
and consider the communication style. You and Stephen can both have the exact same criticism of me for something, and you will both express it differently.
Yes. And I think the other thing here is that not all constructive criticism is correct, but a lot of constructive criticism comes from the perspective of another person. Now, I struggle sometimes with, like, I'm very empathic, but at the same time, when I feel nervous that somebody is criticizing me personally, when I feel nervous that I'm somehow bad or wrong, I have a tendency to slip out of empath mode to absolutely not being able to see the other person's perspective mode. And what happens is sometimes when somebody's bringing you something, they're saying, if you want to have a positive interaction with me, if you want to have a positive relationship with me, then I need you to know that this behavior isn't okay.
Right.
And then you have to think, okay, I don't see anything wrong with that behavior, but if it's hurting this other person or if it's impacting this relationship, I need to make a conscious decision about how I'm going to approach that.
Okay, but
Does that make sense?
The infamous shit sandwich.
What's an infamous?
When
out
you
of context.
say something nice, give them the criticism, end on something nice.
The shit sandwich. There's a tarot reading called the shit
Yeah,
sandwich.
I think your phone is.
It is. It's vibrating. It's fine. I'll check it later.
But the thing is that okay? If we're on the verge of divorce because things are so fucking bad,
I love it when she starts sentences that way.
It makes her feel so secure.
I might be anxious for 3 hours later because she said it now.
Okay. With my ex, it's like, dude, our relationship's getting really shitty here. There was nothing I could say that he wouldn't freak out about. And his criticisms were just anger.
Yeah.
He would say, "Oh, blah, you need to do this," and I'd be looking at him, going like one of his criticisms the one day he was says, "You need to punish the kids more," and I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot," because he was. He was just.
This is why you divorced him.
That's why I divorced him, and this becomes a problem. I was offering him real criticisms, and this is the stuff we need to fix, honey, and he's like offering me angry judgment, call it disguised as criticism, and this did not.
Right now?
Yeah.
So
the thing is that so that became such an issue that it was a problem. Now you and I say, hey, honey, this needs to be done. You're going, you might get you might get all sorts of things, but you're not like, well, our relationship is so shitty that I'm thinking of leaving you, so fuck you. And I'm not. Our relationship is so shitty, I'm thinking of leaving you, so here's some shit to throw at you to feel better about the shit that I'm doing. Did I say that right?
You did, but this is still my anxious face because I'm like, he's like, but at least we don't want to leave each other, and I'm like, well, that's good, I think. Look at this is what she has to deal with in real time because she'll just mention a passive example.
I say that you
and I get deer in headlights. Like, wait, what did you just
guess
say?
What we're doing for the rest of the day?
No.
You use the word divorce in an example.
No, don't worry. I'll be distracted by 3 fat readers later, so it's fine.
You'll go play.
It'll be like a palate cleanser.
You'll go play with your other friends and leave me alone.
Wait, what?
What?
Why is she so mean to me?
Okay, so but let's use that as an example. Like no. When I was in a shitty marriage, Can
we just talk about the fact that she was married to a man for just a second?
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Well, that's okay,
it's not just me.
That's where the kids came from.
I know they had to come from somewhere. I know birds, bees. I get it.
Budding, I don't know what. Anyway.
What? Never mind. No, it's fine.
A long time ago.
It's okay.
So the thing is that
budding. I get it.
So basically, all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, I need to tell you that you're doing this wrong," and all of a sudden you're thinking about your whole relationship. You're thinking about you're thinking it gets fucking crazy. It does.
It does. Yeah.
Okay, I use those kind of words because I'm a dumbass. I don't use those type of words at people. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watched these videos know I say problematic shit and that I don't mean it that way. Anyway, so the thing is that so I say, "Oh, hey, Simon. Yeah, there you go, Simon. He's been there, done her."
You just had to.
I know.
Exactly
I had to.
that.
I absolutely.
So, face.
But the thing is that so we've got all of this baggage of all of our past relationships, all of our past interactions, all of our past jobs, all the thing, and we're supposed to go, "Oh, your criticism must be constructive." We don't do that.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And
thank you, Elle.
Somebody mentioned earlier that you have to consider the fact that all of us were raised differently. We were criticized differently growing up. We were modeled how to criticize and be criticized differently growing up. So it's like, whereas for me, like witnessing anybody with a possible weakness, having that weakness used against them over and over again, it makes me fearful. Yeah. Legitimately fearful. And kind of triggered sometimes when I get criticized because it's like watching and experiencing that stuff being used against you over and over and over again, or against people you love over and over again.
Hey, Dustin.
Hello, Dustin.
But thing is, and I'm back. I start every sentence with the thing is. Just watch, guys. You guys are gonna get. I'm gonna say the thing is. You guys are gonna start cringing soon if I don't think of something else to say.
I use repeated phrases. It's fine.
Okay, like for me in my background, I get criticized for something. I'd be looking at my mom going, "But I never did that."
So then
what
you're
the
used to
hell?
it being not true, which means you also probably have a tendency to have that immediate doubt response whenever anybody points something out to you doing.
It's like, well, here's the thing, and
Which makes sense.
Here's the thing. Okay, so for me, this is weird but lucky, very very weird but lucky, because you got to like bear with the thinking for a minute. My mother would criticize me over stupid shit that either I was, oh, you did this when you were 3. It's like, dude, I'm 18 now. I'm 19. I'm 25. What the fuck? Why are you still criticizing me over something I did as an infant that I don't do, that I obviously can't do now because I have the ability to speak? So I would get criticized for shit that was so unrelated
and unimportant
or for shit that I never even did. It's like, oh, blah blah blah, you know, I hate it when you do this because you always do this. It's like, dude, I've never done this before. Like, what the fuck? So the thing is,
everybody's getting drunk now.
And then this drinking game. Oh yeah.
Oh, every time you say the thing is take a shot.
So the thing is, I would like, okay, that
you can't tell if you decide to do a drinking game like that. You can't tell her because she would use it. But then,
so my mom would do something like that. If I said to her, but mom, that's not true, she'd lose her mind. So I'd be just like,
Same. Yeah, same.
So I learned to accept criticism, no matter, I learned to have the conversation, and I learned to put I learned to put the encounter in this box and my thoughts in this box, and then sort it out later. There's no way I could have criticized my mother in return to say, Mom, I've never done this before. I'm not sure what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm just thinking it through because same, but also I learned to be really, really angry and resentful of it.
After the fact, but in the moment, you're falling on your sword. You're sorry. You're this, you're that. You're beating yourself up.
Yeah.
I just kind of learned to go, okay, sure, okay, that's interesting, okay.
But see, you can cross your arms and say, okay, sure, and it sounds like fuck you.
Well, I can do that too. But
hi, iridescent C. What do you mean you're already too drunk, Elle?
It's evening there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forget that you're in the
Elle got a head start today.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Yeah.
Honestly, this is the interesting thing, Hermit. Hermit of the mood, not our other hermit. The interesting thing is that was a shitty way to get raised, but it kind of gave me a head start on sorting on like a lot of you guys are in this chat right now. Like, how do I handle the criticism in the moment without freaking out? I learned to do that when I was like 12. So it's shitty.
Out of necessity, basically.
It's shitty that it happened because it was my parents that did it. But it gave me a head start so that now whenever I'm in a situation where I'm being criticized, I can handle it much better than the average bear. It's like...
But can you handle it much better than the average person? Because, I don't think bears take criticism very well at all.
It's a Yogi Bear joke. Oh, you're just young. So
I get it. I was just giving you
it's like sometimes the shitty things that happen when we're young put us in a... I almost said superior, and that is not far from being the case.
You mean in a more prepared position?
Prepared.
Maybe? Yeah. Like you're better prepared to handle certain things because of what you've had to learn.
Yeah.
Oh my God, our dogs just swapped. Like I swear to God, a minute ago, Shayla was in that sunbeam,
and now
she's gone and Bruno's in the exact same spot and position.
Yeah, they teleport and share the sunbeam.
They have a single sunbeam. If someone goes in on me, I literally pass out. It's like my world is ending. I'm the embodiment. Right? Okay. So
Lisa can be like that. This is
what I feel. When somebody brings constructive, okay, now it depends on context, but specifically in my romantic relationships, it's really hard because I have serious fear of abandonment, and I have serious fear of somebody just like of a switch flipping and that one thing that annoys them for the last time and they're gone.
That's what criticism can lead to.
Well, yeah,
and
so it's scary. It's not. I just said fuck. It's not whatever.
It's not a real fear.
Donna, I love Shayla.
Oh, she is so adorable. She's got all the ears.
I've learned to tune out people who I feel are just trying to be ugly, not helpful. Yeah. This is what I said in the video. Like, destructive criticism is just destructive criticism. Like, fuck them. And it can be really hard to not care about the opinions of other people.
But sometimes their criticism is based around a kernel of truth.
Well, and that's what I said. Sometimes there's still a pearl, even in the shitty criticism.
Yeah, I always find myself giving it some thought. I don't let it. Okay, I give it some. I give it some. If it's helpful, then I'm interacting. Like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Show me how to do this. Show me how to do that. That's fine. Hi, all. Hi, Yvette, and anybody else. I
don't, honey. Just anyway, you're fine. Continue.
But it's like if somebody's criticizing me in some way, or offering me helpful advice in some way, and I can recognize immediately that this really is helpful, I'm right there for it. It's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, when somebody starts to say to you, "Hey, I have this thing you should know," I have this thing I want to talk to you about. You're already
Your
going,
guard goes boop automatically. Everybody's walls go up in that moment.
And
because you're like, oh my God, what are you about to tell me and how bad is it? Like even somebody could say,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Was it Dustin and I were talking about this the other day? It was like somebody can say, oh, I want to talk to you about something. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is it? What are we going to talk about? Is it bad? Is it good? Like, can you give me some heads up? Because holy crap.
But here's a little fun fact. Somebody's criticism can be true and the response can be, then fuck you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I taught you. Okay. Let's do a real world example. There are people. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Lisa and I both talk really fast. No. Lisa, you and I both talk fast.
This is actually an excellent example.
It's an excellent example.
I totally know where you're going.
Lisa and I are both very fast talkers. Now we've joked around, slow your feedback, slow your video down to watch us back, because we're not really ever going to be able to change. We're aware of it, but we're not really going to be able to change it, because that's just how we're both from backgrounds of fast talking people. It's somebody. It's like, so we can say we appreciate the fact that you're pointing this out to us, but there's really not a lot that we can do about it. We do try to be conscientious and slow down a bit, but it's only ever going to go so far.
And there's also a little bit about can, but don't really want to, because I have to, like for me, I want to say this right.
But here's the thing. If somebody says, well, your videos are completely unwatchable, and if you don't slow this down, I'm just going to have to unsubscribe and go on my merry fucking way because this is ridiculous. It's like, bye, Felicia.
I was going to say Felicia too, but I didn't want to do it.
I don't need, okay, but here's the thing. We're perfectly aware that there are some people, there has to be. We talk fast enough that there has to be a few people who tend to skip any videos, especially when it's the both of us, regardless of the content, because
of the high energy and the back and forth.
Yeah. We've joked with each other. There's probably people that will watch this afterwards so that they can slow it down. It's a legitimate criticism that we really can't help.
It's fair and it's true, but that does, okay. But I want to
fair and it's true.
I want to argue with you about the can't help bit, because okay, for starters, technically, if we really, really wanted to, we could help it. It's not that we can't. But wait, don't finish my sentence for me.
Okay.
But there's I'm like, please stop talking. But there is an element of consciously going. That is true feedback, but it would take so much effort to fix it for the few people, not for the few, there might be lots, but for the people that doesn't work for, that by the time we've done it, we've managed to step completely outside of who we really are. That's what I'm like on my YouTube videos, because some of my videos I talk really fast, and I got really embarrassed about it the one time. I think it was a Self-Worth Saturday video.
Oh, you got like super hyper. I remember that. You were so funny.
And I got so self-conscious, and then I was like, wait. I not only do I talk fast, but I also watch people fast a lot, because my brain likes that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Lulu. Is like but the thing is that okay, Lulu, it's your turn to be the example.
Aw, no, it's sweet though. That's a sweet comment.
It is a legitimate criticism, and we have legitimate reasons for deciding that we're not. It's like
gonna do anything about it.
We have slowed down
occasionally. And for a little while.
No, we can talk when we are both worked up, we can talk way faster than this. When we're excited, when we're this and that. And I don't take offense.
Oh, Dustin, thank you. That's a lot of thumbs.
I don't take offense to anybody saying that they rewind, they slow down. I don't take offense to that.
No.
But the people who get offended that were, so this is how criticism falls apart. It's like, oh, you guys talk too fast. Is there anything you can do about it? It's like, oh man, we're sorry. We try, but we can only slow down so much.
There's also a piece here for me about this is how I am in real life, and I'm trying really hard to not alter in any way or dumb down, but
now we're drilling down to the details of the example. No, the overall arching point. We took no offense and did not freak out over this observation.
Correct.
So
that's totally correct.
So the example,
that's totally correct.
The example itself, we're kind of done with.
Well, kind of, but then also people are talking about it in the comments. Like Simon said, I had someone yesterday saying I'm unsubscribing because they didn't like my last tarot purchase, irrespective of what I posted to date. See ya. At one point, it would have bothered me. It's like, that's cool.
Oh, exactly. I mean, at one point, if
they're entitled to that opinion, go watch somebody that resonates with you more. I totally get it.
Okay, if somebody said to me, I saw you had this fabric on your shelf and I'm never buying from you again, that would have bothered me a year ago.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Oh my God, what's wrong with what I'm doing? Oh my God, I should fix it. Now I'm like, okay.
I've told the story before about being a yoga teacher and how.
Yeah, same thing. But the thing is, that's tangible black and white. But now if they say, well, the way you express yourself, like I swear a lot when I'm on these videos. Well, I can't watch your videos because you swear too much. It's like, okay, I can try to swear less. That's not a problem. That's not an issue that I have to be concerned about fixing or not fixing. And if it bothers a lot of people, I can fix it. No biggie.
If we word criticism as observations, does that make you view the criticism differently?
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Because critical automatically gives us that feeling of being attacked. Whereas I've noticed blah feels very neutral.
Then
I've observed,
blah.
Yeah, I've observed blah.
Ellie, you said observation instead of looking. That comes across far more aggressive.
Yeah. Look, they just teleported again.
Yep, they do
now
this.
Got Shayla and they...
Yep, they switch around all the time. They just haven't had a lot of sun lately, so we're noticing it again.
Yeah.
But like, sorry, it's really okay. It's really easy to go this example, this example, this example, this example, because different type. We're all subject to different types of criticisms, and we all react to those different criticisms in different ways. Somebody saying to me, "Hey, you talk too fast." It's like, "Oh yeah, I know. I try to slow myself down when I need to."
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody saying, "Oh my God, I'm unsubscribing because you talk so fast." It's like, fuck you.
Lulu made a good point too. I follow because I like the person's energy, not because I agree with everything they say or do.
Oh my God, nobody agrees with everything I say or do.
Well, and also,
It's
I don't
impossible.
want people. I don't think we should engage with anybody anywhere in this. I must like everything about you or relate to everything about you in order to connect with you or be friends with you or follow you on social media or whatever.
We have too much of that.
We have way too much of that. We need to be willing to go, you know what? I can go, I like this, this, and this, and I don't like that, that, and that. And it's okay. I can still enjoy the pieces I do like.
Well, like
sometimes we kind of like,
if somebody says to me like, "Oh, I'm going for a jog. Do you want to come?" It's like, no, I don't jog. And it's like, if they take an offense with that, it's like, why not? Jogging's good for you. Jogging's this, jogging's that. It's like,
but I don't like to jog.
I don't jog. It's like, so the thing is that I'm just stating a tangible fact, and they're having a criticism over it.
That's right. It's your channel. This is my mantra lately. My channel is my sandbox. Yeah. I don't have to let everybody play in it, and you don't have to play in it if my sandbox you don't like it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what Simon's saying is like my sandpit. That's right.
Yeah.
Like it's your sandbox.
Okay,
if people don't want to play in it, they don't have to play in it. Sorry, I needed to
rant.
Oh yeah,
that's
why
fine.
are you cutting off my rant?
Because we're
off topic. No, but rant.
You're off topic. Oh yeah,
this is related.
Oh, my sandbox. Oh yeah.
It's called YouTube. This is another point that Simon made before. It's called YouTube. You do you on YouTube, and then people can deal. This is something else. Sorry, I want to say this really quick.
But okay.
Sorry. I know I'm off topic. Just let me squirrel for a moment, and then we can unsquirrel me. But I think sometimes we worry too much about, especially in a forum like YouTube, we worry a little too much about wanting to fit. Yeah, I am kind of squirreling, but it's okay.
Criticism is a very, very frightening.
Elle, you are such a brat. I adore you.
But look what we do.
Elle is brat goals. Hashtag brat goals.
Exactly.
Yes.
He has better boobs.
It is related to criticism. Good point. Thank you, Simon. I'm going to go back to my rant now. But Simon gave me permission. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
So now I get
Thanks,
to rant.
Simon.
But here's the thing.
I just criticized Simon and nobody gave a shit because it wasn't serious.
Stop leaning. You're
I'm
leaning.
Sorry.
Okay. So
we can't even tell if I'm leaning because we got the whole thing.
One of the things I caught myself doing early on in my YouTube journey, and I've seen other creators do this too, is that with tarot specifically, I just said. I get a new deck, but let's say it's a deck that's been out for 5 years. And I really want to do a walkthrough, but I'm like, oh, there's a million walkthrough out there. Why would anybody want to hear?
Self-confidence.
Hold on.
That's self-confidence.
Hold on. Why would anybody want to hear my perspective? This is just, and yes, it is a self-confidence thing, but it's we want, share whatever the heck you want because none of us are going to share the exact same way. I give myself permission to talk about decks that are new, that are old, anything I'm excited to talk about, I talk about. And if people have seen it a million times over, cool. They don't have to watch it.
Skip it. Watch the next video.
I make the content I want to make that's fun for me to make. And that's all I want to do. You know what I mean? So sometimes I think we worry too much about, this might look like that or this might look like that. And it's just do what you want to do, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can get off my soapbox now. I just really had to say it.
But the thing is, okay, if we were to put every single person here in a room.
Yeah, Jen, exactly.
If we were to put every single person here in a room, because of course not everybody has there's people watching this, but not everybody has a channel or creates content. So your example has is only relatable to a few people.
I know, and I'm sorry, but
but look, that's a criticism.
That's true.
And you're like, oh, I know, I'm sorry, but it's important to you. So you mentioned it. It's no big deal.
Because this is the Lisa show. Well, this is the Lisa and Peggy
show.
But
here's the thing. is that we are communicating in a.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Lulu, I've never seen that emoji before, and I loves it so much.
Oh, the heart one.
It's a heart with little yellow dots.
Oh my God!
It.
Look it up later.
I need to, but
look it up
okay.
later. Look it up later. You're fine. But the thing is that we are on the same page, on the same subject. I can so me saying, "Oh, not everybody's on YouTube." That is a criticism, but it's a positive criticism meant positively, and you know it.
That's true.
A lot of times, our ability to handle criticism.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Fine.
That is epic. Can we talk for a second about how when we were talking about I have to tangent. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna criticize you.
I know
again.
you are, but oh my God, we were talking about setting up 3 fat readers, and I was like, I made a glide to Dustin and Danny, and I was like, this is gonna be so super fun. And I made like a 5-minute video where I said super fun every other freaking sentence for like 5 whole minutes. And afterwards, I look at my glide and all Dustin says, super fun, super fun, super fun, super fun. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm off. I'm better now. Thank you everybody for all the gorgeous hearts. I love them so much.
Lisa's going over there so that she can stop disrupting her own chat.
I really am the worst. I don't know what I would do.
I just criticized you again, though.
You did. And it's fine.
And it's fine.
That you're right.
A lot.
Oh my God. This is my new favorite emoji ever. I'm sorry.
Please stop feeding the squirrel. You're going to laugh so hard you cry.
No, I can't. You guys have makeup on. Don't wreck it.
There's a different one. Look.
Oh, I like the other one better. That's good, though. I really like the little gold. Okay, whatever. Yeah, don't feed the squirrel. People are going to troll me with this emoji for forever now because I love it so much. No, I'm going to mess it up. Oh, my God.
Oh, I like that one.
Like that one, Donna. Okay, phew. Or, well, yellow. From a distance, it looks kind of gold, like a little gold.
Yeah, we're sitting
gilded heart.
We're sitting further back, so she's telling herself it's gold.
Yes. I can't. Okay, I'm not going to do the laugh cry.
So I'm
not
going to
do it.
I'm going to continue the chat while Lisa falls apart in the corner.
Please do. What? No, it's pink with yellow. What are you talking about? Purple.
Our screen is showing pink with yellow.
Uh-oh. This is the moment when everybody realizes that Simon is colorblind.
Jesus, honey.
What? I'm just saying. Oh, it's different on Apple.
Oh, okay.
That explains it.
Yeah, on regular PC, it looks pink with yellow.
I don't know why that made me so damn happy, but it really did. Okay, sorry. Back on topic. Oh, good luck. Oh, those are pretty too.
Hey, thanks, Yvette. This chat is
white heart in a purple box. Oh, that's nothing. On PC, it's like a pink heart with like gold.
I've said that like 3 times now.
I'm not.
You're not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Get it together, Lisa. Oh my God!
I'm gonna come back with a bag of squirrel food for her.
Everybody's like, let's see what emojis Lisa will react to now. Sorry, I'm new to emojis.
You're just new.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
Get us back on topic.
Don't be sorry. Just stop.
Don't smear more lipstick. What? You just wiped. Peggy has a pink eye now. Right now. You literally wiped my mouth and then rubbed your eyes.
Oh my God.
You hold on.
Pink eye. I have pink eye.
No, there's no lipstick on your head. Okay.
Anyway, Lisa is like losing her shit right now.
I'm a little hyper today. It's a fun day.
Just a bit. Oh my God. Okay, so criticism is hard. It's and it's hard. But if you create this sequence, squirrel parts. If you create this sequence, for starters, the person offering the criticism might be freaking out. Oh, I need to speak. We've had that, speaking up for yourself.
Yeah.
You're in a position where you need to interchange your body contact. Yeah. She's going to hit me or something. I don't know.
Not yet. I'll wait until we're off camera.
So basically, the person criticizing you might not always be comfortable themselves, so they're going to come out with it in the worst possible way. Oh my God.
Hold on. State of emergency in the hermit cable. There'll be time between this and 3 fat readers. Yes. We're going to try and wrap this up at 11 my time, which is in about 23 minutes. And wind her up and let her go. Go, Peggy.
Yeah. Okay, then.
So you'll have about an hour.
Yeah, you're fine. That's 10. So criticism already, you've got different people, different personalities.
Oh, sorry, Caroline. That's a really sweet story. My daughter is very colorblind. I had to buy her those special glasses. When she first put them on and saw color the right way, she started to cry. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen videos on those glasses, and it really gets people emotional. But okay, if you're criticizing somebody, I was raised in a certain environment in a certain way and expressed myself a certain way. You're raised in a different environment, express yourself in a different way. The person could, so basically, now you have to sort out, is this person, is it just the way they talk? Are they a little uncomfortable? Is this? So you've got, so right away, the person coming at you with a criticism, you're like, so it's that, think of the source, right?
And one of the things I said, and this is a very good point to what you just said, when I ask myself this question, I do 1,000 times better. And that is simply this. Is this person or this situation worth the discomfort if things could be improved? Is it worth me being a little bit uncomfortable for a minute?
Sometimes it's not worth it.
And sometimes it's not. Yeah, sometimes it's some asshole coming at you and you're like, I don't care about you or what you have to say, so not worth it.
Sometimes it's some asshole that I don't care about you or what you have to say. Oh, but that kind of had a bit of
truth in it, so I should still work on that on my own kind of thing.
But the thing is it like for me, it's like, okay, I'll take it in, I'll think about it. I don't just go, But I tend to think about something after the fact as well, to go, well, that guy was a bit of a dick about it, but, I could probably blah.
But he made a good point. Yeah, sometimes they're making a good point, whether or not their intentions are good. But I think it's still important to remember when you're in that moment of discomfort to go, is it worth it to be uncomfortable for this person or for this situation? Because sometimes it doesn't mean that you're going to land on the side of agreeing with them or whatever, but it does mean that you're going to, if you can remind yourself of that, it's way easier to sit with that moment and go, okay, think about it, take it in, and then decide what's true.
Elvis. Burning love.
You guys, okay.
That's my professional.
I need to squirrel
voice.
again for a brief moment.
That's my professional singing voice.
That's amazing, baby. Okay, so anyways, real quick, y'all, I really want to do
You're so fucking hyper today.
I know. I really want to do a Peggy reacts to something video on my channel. But the thing about this is we can't tell her what it's going to be, because if it's going to be Peggy reacts to, and she's in my group and she's on this channel. So if you have a fun idea for a Peggy reacts to video that we could do, email me, send me a Facebook message, do something you think she'd like go off about, something you think something you think she'd be like, she'd have opinions about, like whatever.
I have opinions about everything.
That's kind of what makes you fun.
And they're usually shitty.
That's okay. So if you have ideas, hit me up. I will not tell her, and we'll pick one, and we will do that on this channel because, yeah. Also, if you have other crazy stuff you want me to do with Peggy on the channel, or to Peggy on the channel, like I don't care. I would totally do Peggy's makeup on camera. I would.
I look like a drag queen.
That's what makes it amazing. So
she did makeup on me, but look like a total drag queen.
It was amazing.
Back on topic.
Sorry, random. I'm sorry. Yes, please.
It's your channel. If you don't want to stay on topic, that's fine.
I mean, I kind of do.
Kind of do. Okay. Criticism is difficult because the person who's criticizing you is criticizing you because to them they have a reason. Sometimes their reason is they're just an absolute asshole. Sometimes their reason is they really, really want to help you do better. And you get to sort that out. And sometimes the person that's trying to help you do better is a person that you don't think even gives a shit about you. You just, and that's the guessing game of, that is the guessing game of where is this coming from?
Peggy and Drag.
So you already start with that. Now with you and I, we've been married for 14 years.
13 years.
13 years.
We've been together for 14 years.
Been together for 14 years. With you and I, if I criticize you, it can depend on the topic, it can depend on the day, it can depend on the mood as to how it's going to
depend on the hormones.
It
could depend on who else has pissed me off that day.
Exactly. So we've already got that, and you love me and are invested in working this out with me.
But can we also talk about how sometimes it's actually the hardest to accept criticism from the people you are the most invested in?
Absolutely.
In fact, that's the stuff I find the hardest. The people I'm least invested in is the.
Yeah, but this
isn't a unilateral thing.
But sometimes in order to
you pink dress tiara.
No,
I have a tiara.
No, I've got a picture of myself in a long pink gown for my prom back when I was a teenager.
I have a dress I could stick you in.
No.
And Tangie's purple wig.
A purple wig?
Absolutely.
Not fucking-lutely. No.
I love you. You should show.
I could go on RuPaul's drag show.
No, they would put you to shame, even you. Can you just show what your mug says? Because makes me really happy. It is chipped.
I
but
can't
she still
tell.
drinks
I
out of
can't
it.
see the camera.
Oh, here, I'll fix it. It says, hold on.
I'm just gonna hold it up. It's got stuff on.
Hold it up. Hold it up. It says
I don't think anybody can even.
Geezer, formerly known as Stud Muffin.
Yeah.
And why did I
got-
get you that mug? Because I used to call Peggy
Okay,
my
but look at
Tud
the back.
Muffin.
Look at the back.
What does it say?
It took a lot of years to look this good.
I don't think I've ever even noticed that.
I have had this cup.
Wait, let me see that. I totally got
I have had this cup so long that it's faded and has 2 chips in it, and you never saw the back
I bought you this mug.
because it says Geezer.
Yeah.
Jesus, honey.
Oh my god. Now you know. We never put it away in the cabinet with that side facing
You
out,
never
though.
do the dishes.
I just so.
You have to do the dishwasher for me once in a while.
Like 3 times a week. Once a year. Oh my god.
Yeah, 3 times.
Peggy's gonna spit out her
3
coffee.
times this week, and she's done for the year. Okay. Back on topic. Okay.
Oh my god. I feel so called out right now. I don't really do the dishes. It's true.
Basically criticism is a minefield. It really, really is.
It really
Criticism is an absolute minefield because you have where it's coming from, what their intentions are they right, are they wrong, is it already something you've been beating yourself up for and now you feel like you've been called on your shit?
Oh my god, this is me all the time.
Is it something you can realistically change?
Yeah.
Is it something you should are they just criticizing you based on how they want to see things, or is it a genuine criticism about how? So you've got all this shit to sort out. And
every time Peggy says back on topic, take a shot. Welcome to Peggy's
Not today.
life.
Oh my god.
All day, every day.
You guys are all I said back on topic. You guys take a shot. Just send Lisa a heart. That'll get us off topic again.
I'm very easily squirreled.
Yeah, discover new things.
Yeah, stop petting the.
You know what, guys? I'm poking the table. It's like
Hello, Heather. We're on for another 15
yes.
minutes or so you're good.
I think we've been on for
It's
more
a
than
very
15 minutes.
squirrely chat.
It's a very squirrely day.
No, I said we'll be on for another 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So criticism is difficult, and anybody, and I don't care. Oh, I'm telling you right now. You have seen me. Yeah, fuck them. I don't struggle in the same way, but I can't say I don't struggle in the same way. We all struggle with criticism differently. There's no rules, there's no formula. I struggle with criticism. We all do.
Yeah, I think that's the important point, is that we all have to work at this. This is nothing.
Yeah. Well,
anybody who says, I have no problem accepting constructive criticism
are lying to you.
Full of
They're
crap.
lying to your fucking face.
Yeah, it's like everybody struggles. Everybody. Or actually, they might not be lying. They might just be like a sociopath or something.
Well, here's the thing. We did the a couple of people mentioned that we talked too fast. We did talk about it.
Yeah, we did.
We did chat about it. It's like, can we or should we try and slow ourselves down? And it's like, well, if we slow ourselves down too much, then we are literally going to affect our own behavior and our own authenticity, and we are going to come across as very stiff and uncomfortable, which takes away because you guys are only interacting with us from the waist up based on what we say. If we changing how we speak changes a fundamental part of the YouTube experience when we're interacting with you guys. So sure, we can slow down, but we can't make that the focus. Anyway, and that's back to it. But you're not too slow. It's neither. Neither one is true. Neither one is true. There are people that are going to put us on double speed and listen and have no freaking problem.
By the way, if you ever laugh your ass off, do that.
We're chipmunks.
It's amazing.
But the thing is that we all and some depending the type and intensity of the criticism can determine what level of struggle you have.
Yeah, if somebody's giving you a constructive critique much differently than someone who comes to you after they've thought about it, decided it's worth bringing up. So how?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a lot of people deal with that. Like, I mean, I've had people criticize me or something. I'm like, sure, okay,
yeah, that's
not
exactly
a problem.
Right, Al.
And then spent the I can't believe that fucking asshole did that. But I mean, my breakdown is usually anger.
Whereas mine is more like, I get constructive criticism. I think I'm handling it okay in the moment, and then I spend days agonizing, worrying, obsessing, beating myself up. Like, how could I how could I have given that impression? What can I do to prevent? And this is something else that I actually struggle with. What can I do to prevent ever having to experience this uncomfortable thing again?
Criticism is uncomfortable.
Right. So instead I obsess about, and then I get over controlling of my own behavior, which makes me inauthentic. And so all of these things become
that's
a big sort of mishmash.
That's why I use it's the obvious example because you're watching us on video. It's like, we don't want the fact that we have a tendency to sometimes talk too fast to be something that we agonize. Like, we're aware of it and it's a joke between us, but we did have a chat about it. It's like,
but if we're constantly obsessing over it, we're not going to be ourselves, and then we're not going to come across the way that we want to, which is authentic and real.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a specific example. That there are people that are going to criticize you for things that you're going to go,
Hermit of the Moon. Exactly.
Somebody might criticize you, and you're like, I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm fine with it, and this is.
Okay, my sentences sometimes sound like one word.
Exactly.
Samesies.
Well, and there's also tangible factual criticism. But hey, that goes over there. I'm getting a little frustrated that you keep putting it in the wrong spot because it needs to be there for a reason. Oh, okay, that's tangible factual.
Tangible factual easily
versus this is my opinion and I would like you to change something to accommodate my personal wants and my personal opinion-based wants and needs. And it's like, I don't have to do that.
Here's another example. I've actually had
it's hard.
I have a thing about hospitals and medical stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So with that in mind, I've actually had a friend who brought to me and said, it kind of bums me out that you don't handle this stuff very well sometimes. As in, I tend to disappear when people are, it's something I try to work on, but it's also something that I recognize is kind of a bit of a trigger.
You're a little hospital phobic.
I'm a little hospital phobic. I'm a little illness phobic. I'm a little all those things with other people. And I'm a very naturally empathic person. So it's this huge internal struggle. But I had a friend once say to me,
exactly, Kay, we're the same way. That's what we talked about, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad for that.
So with the hospital thing, I've actually had people say to me, I wish you could do this differently. And I've had to consciously have a conversation with them and say, me too. And I will work on it. And I do work on it, but
you're only good.
But I'm also limited. And it is a self-care thing where I do have to sometimes put my needs before the needs of the people around me, which sucks because I would rather just be able to put that stuff on hold. But if I'm in that moment where I'm like, okay, I hear you, you've been going through some medical stuff. I haven't been at the same time though. I have to be honest about what I know I'm capable of. And yeah, you know what I mean?
But here's the thing.
That's where it gets muddy. Is like somebody brings me a very valid criticism, and I might still have to say,
"Sorry,
I can't."
Yeah, you might. Yeah, somebody can bring me a valid, and it's like, "Oh, sorry."
Like she has every right to feel that way. I have every right to.
Okay, if somebody comes up to me and says, "I need you to walk much faster when you're doing blah," it's like, yeah, no.
Let me hobble.
Yeah, okay, good. Go give me.
Oh, we're buffering. Hold on,
we're buffering. Oh no,
are we buffering for everybody? Let's see.
We're fine on.
I think we're okay on our end, so that's good.
It's just YouTube hating everybody.
Probably.
I can read it like that. You don't have to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
The individual letters are big enough for me. It's fine.
That's good. Right.
Thing is that so we've got this criticism. The act of criticizing or being criticized in and of itself comes with a million layers.
Yeah.
Based on who, what, when, where, why, and how. So we've already got that.
Hi, Benabelle.
Hi, Benabelle. So we're struggling with that, regardless of what the actual of all of the things, except for a couple of very small examples, we haven't actually got onto the topic of the criticism and how we're handling it and how we're decompressing it after the fact. We haven't even got there yet, and we're still going on to the when, where, why, how.
That's so true. Yeah.
Because just like
hi, Erica.
Like,
I didn't see you there.
As we were doing the video today, we kind of pointed out that Lisa did a thing I criticized, and we don't even think about those types of criticisms. We don't.
Hi, Benny.
Because we're a married couple and have been married for a very long time.
Yeah.
Hi, whoever came in.
I got the highs. You're good.
Okay, you got the highs. So the thing is that now we haven't even got to how does criticism affect you personally? How do you respond to it, and what does that do to you emotionally? We haven't even got there yet. We've been talking for an hour and have not even got to us. We're still talking about the outside environment that exists around criticizing and being criticized.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bloody mess. So the act of being criticized.
Okay, you have 8 minutes to talk about all the rest of it. Go.
She completely disrupts the chat.
Yes, correct.
Yes, you did.
I'm a dick.
Okay.
I know. I get it.
Now we have to, when somebody criticizes you, this is something that is intended to be internalized.
Yeah.
It is. It's like,
no, it's true. They want you to think about it, internalize it, and then do something different. That's
right.
the whole point.
And if internalizing is already something that is and again, it's different words for different things. If I internalize something, I'm like, okay, I'll give it some thought. And
this is a good point too. Like Elle and Ozark are talking about, Elle and Donna are talking about, it makes me think, are they just criticizing to deflect from their shitty behavior cycles?
Oh, sometimes
that's exactly what's happening.
And that's still externalized.
And
now,
yet, but
we still haven't got to what does it do to you? And
I was just gonna say, even in that situation, like even if somebody's doing it to deflect from their own shitty behavior, what could be true about it? What good could you take out of it, even when the intent is kind of crummy? And this is an interesting.
Well, there's not always, but here's the thing. But that's still external, and there's not always good to be taken from it.
Exactly, I did make that point.
But it's like it's learning how.
Donna, criticism doesn't even have to be about me in order to piss me off.
Exactly,
truth, man. Oh my gosh.
But then you have to take this home and think about it, and we haven't even got there yet.
And then that work is on you.
That work is now on you. So it's like, and I think. For me personally, this is going to sound convoluted because I'm just an asshole and everybody knows it. So let's just not pretend anymore. Oh, I've never pretended from the beginning. So
you're not a good pretender.
I will still, but here's the thing. I don't like being criticized. If depending on the topic, it can really bother me that I'm being criticized. Outwardly, I handle it well. Sometimes I'll have to think about something off and on for a few days to really decide what I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel guilty about that. I don't feel ashamed about that. And
drop my crystal.
It took me years to turn off that switch.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do feel guilty. I do beat myself up. Because I really have to move through that.
Because even when I met you, that switch was still on. I turned that switch off by the time I was a teenager. And like I said, that
was a coping mechanism for you that was learned because of your environment.
That ended up being an advantage throughout the rest of my life. It's like these accidental advantages.
Some of this stuff is stuff we theoretically should be learning as children. One of the things Peggy pointed out to me when we got together that was so helpful and validating was
for some people, yeah.
For me in my particular situation was she's like, some of the stuff that you're just figuring out or needing to figure out now is stuff that you could have learned when you were young, but you're having to learn it as an adult. And a lot of
learning new habit, learning like our ability to learn is affected by our age. The younger you are, the quicker you learn. The older you are. Old dogs do learn new tricks, but it's not as easy.
Yeah.
But the thing is that every single person, if they're criticized, has some degree of struggle. Some of our struggles involve dealing with the anger around being criticized, dealing with self-deprecation. You want to fall on your sword. You want to apologize to people who you should be telling to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you criticized me. I better go make you happy now. That's the internal. That's the
internalized stuff for sure.
But
sure.
It's a lot. So the outward. So we've done our. I think today, in spite of you being a squirrel,
in spite of me being a complete squirrel,
in spite of my wife being my wife. Okay. So basically, that's already the struggle right there, is to let it in spite of all the shit that comes with sorting out, is this helpful? Is this person helpful? Does this person care about me? Are they being petty? Or you just don't know. And okay, you know what? Sometimes you do know. Sometimes you do know, and it's really easy to go, yeah.
Two things I wanted to say real quick on those points. So it's kind of like, you remember how we were talking earlier about the shit sandwich, how when you're giving constructive criticism, you can say something nice, deliver the criticism, and then say something else nice. When you're receiving criticism, even when it's given to you that way, it feels like the reverse of that sandwich. It's like, oh my God, something shitty, but there's probably something true or good in there. Oh my God, something shitty. That's kind of, it's almost like no matter how it's delivered to you, it feels like a kernel of something wrapped in a whole pile of ick that you have to sort through. You know what I mean? Because no matter how well-intentioned somebody means it still triggers all of that unpleasantness.
So yeah, sometimes it's jealousy.
Sometimes it's jealousy. And Elle also said something I wanted to refer to. I'm sorry, I did the thing. But she said sometimes if you have if somebody else is doing, if you have a criticism of somebody else, if you write that down, but write it as if you're telling yourself that, it can be really mind-blowing. It's true that a lot of times the things that bug us about other people are things that bug us about ourselves, or that we need to work on ourselves. That's totally true.
Well, and I think people
kind of like with me getting annoyed at you interrupting me when I interrupt you nonstop. It's kind of like that.
But this is something I say. We all, anybody who says, I have no problem with confidence. I have this, I have that, I have this. Anybody who says they're fucking lying to you. There is not a single you can be really, really, really confident about about a lot of things in your life, and there's still something that you're like, oh my God, I just have no confidence when it comes to blah.
Oh my God, Donna, all the time. It's my mother-in-law. Oh man,
But
that's great.
it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, you got your mother-in-law for me, it was my mother criticized. So you have to sort out, okay, sometimes my mother was criticizing me legitimately, and you have to sort that out. But again, that's the external influences. So now the internal urge to just freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
That is hard. It is a hard thing to overcome.
I give into that urge almost every time. Freak out,
but you
Time
don't.
to freak out.
But you don't. We in our
That's
little
true.
in our little goofing around thing back and forth. You can see it in the video that I criticized you in little ways 2 or 3 times, because they weren't important ways. They weren't significant ways.
True.
They weren't ways that mattered.
So true. Yeah.
And you know I love you and I'm committed to the relationship. So you're like, yeah, whatever. Haha, move on. Oh, I know I got distracted. Haha, you move on.
You love
I love
me.
you.
You want to marry. Oh wait,
I
we
did
that
marry
already.
you, dumbass.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that piece. There are ways in which we are criticized on a daily basis that we don't even notice because it's not a big deal.
True. Yeah.
And yet when we are criticized in a more tangible, noticeable way, we flip this switch that says, oh my God, let's just internally freak out.
Yeah.
And again, that's processing, that's taking it in, that is the thing. And again, just and let us just reiterate, we never did the at some point in these videos we do a little disclaimer. We are talking about our opinions based on our personal experience. Neither one of us has a professional background. We are very grateful, grateful, but a lot of people resonate with our opinions and our experiences and have found these videos helpful. So,
it is a brown tourmaline, which is also called dravite, that my sister bought me a while ago. Actually, it's associated with self-worth.
That one. Okay.
So I was like, anyway, this is a good one to play with.
So the urge to free the beating yourself up, getting upset, getting angry, getting this, getting that, that's sometimes it's warranted. If somebody that cares about us comes
Heather said something so spot on. I think when we freak out, it can be because it's something we're already aware of ourselves on some level.
And related to something that we're already beating ourselves up or feel self-conscious or feel broken about.
I am most likely. Hi Barry. I am most likely to freak out when I'm feeling shame. Mild shame, big shame.
Because you're already somewhat aware of the issue.
Because it's something I'm already like you said, self-conscious about. But I wanted to specifically use the word shame because that's going to be a whole other topic.
Let's go back to talking too fast. Let's say it's something that we both felt really. Let's say that. Oh, we need to fix this. Let's say that we were really fixated on the idea that we need to talk slower so that more people. I'm saying that wrong too. We need to talk slower so that people won't criticize the fact that we talk so fast, blah, 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 blah. And we start beating ourselves up for it. If somebody right now said, you guys talk so fast, we go, we know, we're really sorry, we're working. We'd feel bad. Instead, we did have a mini chat. It's like, well, this is video. We talk too fast sometimes. Okay, well, we'll try to be compassionate with people who are having an issue keeping up, but we can't change it because that wouldn't be fair to us. It's like, okay, people you guys, 10 of you right now could say you guys talk too fast, and we're gonna go, yeah, we know, and we're gonna laugh it off. Not in a laughing at you way. We're not gonna get mad. We're not gonna.
I want to show her, but she growls if I try to. She doesn't like to be moved. Here's her ears. There we go. Look
There's
at this
Shayla.
Puppy. This is Shayla.
This is our Yoda puppy.
This is Donna's puppy shot of the day here. Sheila, look at these ears. She had a grooming appointment not that long ago.
It's okay, Bruno. Bruno's like sad. He wants the couch.
We are signing off soon anyway, Missy. So no worries.
So
did it wrong.
Back on topic. Back on topic.
Everybody take a shot. We got to wrap it up soon anyway.
But
okay, there we go.
So
Benabelle, you guys do not talk too fast. You talk perfect. Too many people talk too slow.
There we go.
I hear you because
and now we feel it better.
I watch almost everybody on Fast Forward.
I don't know if you caught the very beginning. I don't know if you've caught this from the beginning, Benabelle, but we're just using that as an example of something that we could beat ourselves up over, but don't.
I caught so many people.
It's a really good example. Some of the things that we beat ourselves up over as criticisms are things that if we took the time to think it through with all the layers of where it's coming from, who it's saying, what they mean, and all of a lot of things that we beat ourselves up over are things that we don't even need to feel sorry about.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I appreciate your observation, but that's not something I can really change. But you have a nice day.
That's right. And Elle says, and if it triggers you because you know it comes from a trauma response, so then you're bombarded with all the thoughts of shame and anger, and then by the end you're just pooped. This is my cycle. I need to say this because wait. I said I need to say it. That's my warning.
Okay.
Because because you can go, okay, I know I'm reacting this way because of XYZ traumatic experience from my past. And God damn it, why am I still holding on to this shit? And why haven't I gotten over this yet? And why am I so broken? This is my inner critic's loop when I get into these places. So I completely resonate with that.
But the thing to remember, and again, like, you know,
Christine's like, oh my God, please breathe, people. She's like, please do not suffocate and die on camera because you haven't taken a breath in 7.5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
Why are they looking?
I'm getting a knee bath and a wrist bath.
They're like, hello, pay attention.
They're just happy. This is the beginning of the sucking up so that they can go to the PARK later. Yeah. I have to spell it because they understand the word.
Everybody has to spell it. But who has dogs? We all understand.
If somebody says, oh, I know this blah, and criticizes me in just the right way, I can start beating myself up about things too. We all can. So we've got all the layers. And it's like we've got all the layers, and we're going, oh my God, where's this coming from? So we're trying not to overthink that while we're trying to accept a criticism.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Oh, the reds?
The red and the gold. What I'm picturing. Oh, Elizabeth, do you have a customer question? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now.
There's actually 5 colors here, so.
Coppery, the yellow,
the Ganesh that you want only comes in 1 color, so.
Ooh,
we'll check in with each other later.
Bag discussion later.
Back on topic. Don't die. Yeah, now I'm doing the thing. But
oh, bye, Shayla.
It is.
There goes the cat dog.
The trick to learn.
She's done with us now.
The trick to learn.
Oh no, it's okay, Elizabeth.
The trick to learn is
the whole interruption.
Oh yeah. See? Oh my God! But this whole video has been nothing but one big interruption.
How we roll.
So the trick to learn is to give yourself permission to do that pause that says, I can take this in and freak out later. Because sometimes you're gonna, and that's just a fact of life, depending on what the topic was. If I freak out later, it's not. If I freak out later, I can't. I need to think about. Oh my God, so and so hates me. Whatever. You are allowed to do that. And if other people don't like the fact that you have a process for dealing with criticism, fuck them. We're right back to the fuck them. If you need to like scream into a pillow because I thought you were my friend and you said this, and now I have to spend 2 days agonizing over whether or not you're my friend because I don't understand why you criticize this. Fuck them. They're your friend. If they're not your friend, fuck them. They're not your friend. If they're your coworker, fuck them. It's just a job.
Hashtag WWPD.
WWPD. But I've been criticized in ways that have had me thinking about it for days.
Yeah. That's a normal response.
This is from the place in life that I feel like I'm in a particular place in life that has me well equipped to handle criticism. And exactly. So this is coming from somebody who feels well equipped to handle criticism, and I still have situations where I'm criticized and I have to think about it for days, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a horrible person. Oh my God, fuck them. Oh my God, I'm mad. Oh my God, I'm sad. And one of the
whole range of it.
But you know what? This goes back to one of the earlier videos. Is we have a social taboo against discussing or acknowledging negative feelings, thoughts, or emotions.
That's true.
So everybody take a shot.
This is gonna be one drunk chat.
So the thing is that criticism is 100% about negative emotions.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Something needs to be addressed. Something needs to be acknowledged. That's negative. Well, our society doesn't know. Okay, and then that's a bigger picture observation. But the reality is that I can go back later and go, okay, like Simon, you said somebody like, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe because of a deck you placed. Now, if you decide to go, wow, that really hurt my feelings. That really bothers me that somebody's going to criticize me in such a way. Fuck them if you need a day or two to discuss it. You don't have to go back and apologize to them or fix a bloody thing. And you're allowed to have your process, even if it's a negative one. And we don't give ourselves permission.
I just want to put periods at the end of all of these sentences. Because she's making a really, really good point.
Criticism is a negative process. even when it's well meant. Because obviously, if you don't, if it's well meant, then it's a compliment.
If it's what?
No, okay, that's
not
over.
quite
That's
right,
an
yeah.
oversimplification.
Yeah, agree.
So, you don't have to say fuck him to the guy that criticized you, but you can say fuck him. I don't need to feel bad about this. I'll give it some thought and decide what I do or don't agree with, what lessons I do or don't want to take, and what I do and don't want to do about it.
That's true.
But if you have a I'm just going to stay home and watch TV in my pajamas and eat ice cream because I feel really bad about what got said, you're allowed to do that too.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
mic drop.
Mic drop. Peggy's like, boom, because we're good. We do have to wrap up soon, though. Just
fine.
I know.
I finally got you on track, though.
Well, and now we have to stop. Look, you guys, I'm really excited for the next live. Yes, and I need to have a pee break and a food break and a walk the dog.
I didn't get one.
Well, that's my fault. You could have got up earlier.
Click live right away.
I didn't mean to click live right away. I meant to give us a 5-minute breather, but it didn't happen. Didn't. And this is where we are now, and I still have to deal with things. Okay. So I think I have alcohol poisoning now.
Yeah. Sometimes, and you know what? Depending on the personality, somebody who starts off, if somebody says to me, "Oh, hey, why do you do that? That doesn't make sense to me." That, for my personality, is a more friendly criticism than somebody that says, "I'm being a little I have something that I need to talk to you about." That'll get my back up quicker than somebody just coming out with it.
Totally.
But you are like, "Hey, we should probably have a conversation. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. Just a few things I want to point out."
True.
That works better for you. And that's something that the person doing the criticizing is often already stressed out themselves because they're worried about what they have to say to you.
So true. So true.
And it's like, and you don't owe them. I mean, depending on the person, it's like, okay, I know you mean well.
In his like panty.
He's super happy. Right, so yeah, but
also you have bad breath, dude.
Me or him?
Him.
No.
Talking about the dog.
I just exhaled and he gagged. It might not be him.
Okay, if this dog breath I'm smelling right now is Peggy, we got problems.
Nah, it's not me. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. But yeah, I don't know. So give yourself permission to have a little meltdown over it, but just
go for supplies, Sam. Yes, we're wrapping up. I'm gonna corral Peggy in just a moment.
If you have a negative, if you don't feel good about being criticized, don't take it as something that you should like just.
You don't have to pretend you're cool with it.
You don't have to pretend you're cool with it.
That's the thing.
You can't, depending on the situation, it might be better in your best interest to pretend you're cool with it and then melt down later. And we know that that's how it works for some people. But don't be afraid to have your own process and don't feel guilty. Oh, I'm having a negative emotion. Now I need to feel really crappy for days. It's like everybody has negative emotions and you're allowed to as well.
So true. Sorry, I'm typing in a thing so I don't forget.
And this is one of the ones that I'm going to repeat what Dustin says is everybody's going through something that you know nothing about.
So be kind.
Be kind always. And be kind to yourself because somebody's opinion, no matter how intense the criticism is, it's still their opinion.
Yeah, that's super true.
It's still just their opinion, and some people are just not able to express their opinions without being shitty. I mean,
yep,
but
it's super true.
And some criticisms are valid, and that's fine too. Most of us now that we're all, most of us as adults have a general idea of the things in our lives that we should be working on. So, but you also, like I said, just don't tell yourself, don't make the mistake of believing that you're the only one that struggles with accepting criticism, because even anybody who tells you that they don't struggle, they're the ones that are lying to you.
That's very, very true.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. I like it.
No, Barb, I don't want a Marilyn Monroe wig. Okay. I think I've said fuck them more than enough to get the point across. Has anybody missed the point?
Raise your hands if you have not picked up what Peggy has been laying down for us this last hour.
There's always something that we can grow and learn from, and some of that comes from criticisms, and that's fine. But we don't have to. Sometimes those criticisms are okay. Thanks for the information. I'm not doing anything about that. That's fine too.
Yeah.
And we don't need to let that ruin. We don't need to let it
ruin our day,
or
our week,
and we don't have to, we don't have to internalize it to such a degree that we end up like emotionally harming ourselves in some way over it.
Oh man, I do that so much, but yeah, we can consider we have all the power. I think this is the most important piece. We have all the power to decide how we're going to respond, what we're going to take on, what we're not going to take on. That is completely up to you. That ball is always in your court, no matter how someone ends up making you feel.
Yeah, and just because somebody criticizes you does not mean you have to turn around right this minute with the abject apologies. Like from my perspective, in my opinion, the number one coping tool that I've found successful is to take it in and go, okay, let me think about that. Okay, let me think about that. And then literally think about it. You don't need to apologize ever.
Okay, so YouTube's
and if you do decide that you need to apologize, you don't need to apologize 0.5 seconds after they've stopped speaking.
Super true. I'm going to do a verbal shout out as we wrap this up. YouTube's not letting me put a link in the live chat, but if you look in the description box of this live chat, you'll find a link. Dustin, Danny, and me are going to be live talking Game of Thrones on our new collab channel, 3 Fat Readers, at noon my time, which is in about 45 minutes. So hopefully you guys can hang out with us there. We're going to be talking Game of Thrones. We're going to introduce the channel. And
well, you guys are just having a good time. Not just. I'm sorry, I make it not sound so.
Peggy.
See, but I recognize self-criticized.
She did,
and I don't feel guilty for that.
It's good, but it is our first one, so this is also going to be our trial run. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys.
I think it's going to be a really fun chat because it's your trial one.
Yeah,
because it's your first one together.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
so. If you're,
I'm sorry, guys. I love you, Dustin. I love everybody, and I love Danny, and yeah, but.
So if you're planning on joining us, this is your 45-minute warning to go grab a snack, walk your doggos, do what you got to do, and we will see you on again real soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for Self-Worth Saturday.
The self-worth shit show
the self-worth shit show. I love it.
The self-worth shit show.
I love it.
Well, honestly, you know what I like about these chats though is that we don't get so fucking serious that people start. Oh, I need to, there's none of that happening.
We do not want any of you rocking in a corner after these chats.
This is not a Dr. Phil and I'll go home and rock in a corner kind of a chat. Exactly. It's like you can be as neurotic as fuck and still have a good time. Like
Speaking of which, I am an excellent example.
I said fuck it and fuck him in the same sentence.
Good job. I am an excellent example of being neurotic as fuck and having a good time. So it's a thing. You can totally do it.
Just because you have shit to think about, you know what I mean? It's
now, can you go make me a sandwich? Hope you guys have a great day. No. Whether or not, I think I lost all of my comments, so I think I've missed the last 4 minutes or so because YouTube.
You may have lost.
There they are. Oh, and I got.
Oh my God, they're all.
People are hitting me with my good emojis. I know because it was locked up higher, so I missed a bunch.
Yeah, see, that's why sometimes that's why when it's me, I'll put it smaller so that I can actually verify that the screen.
I saw that fist. I'm holding a crystal.
No, I'm not. No, I went like this.
Oh, did you? I totally missed it.
You said make me a sandwich.
Oh, I get it, like a knuckle sandwich.
I don't let her in my kitchen. I'll probably go make her a sandwich. She's
probably gonna make me a sandwich.
Yeah, it's like no, you
guys, I love my life.
She messes up my kitchen bad. It's bad.
Also, Peggy spoils me. This is how I can make so much YouTube content though, because you do all the things at home, which is pretty amazing.
Because you suck at them.
That's true. I'm actually pretty good at them.
You're actually a really good cook.
I am. We should wrap it up. But this is what I do, guys, just to call myself out. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bring up a new topic, and I'm like, we should wrap it up.
Yeah, this is
what I do every single week.
So,
okay, so we are gonna go. I'm gonna go eat. We're gonna be good. Hopefully, I'll see some of you, maybe all of you, in 3 Fat Readers at noon. And until later, have a
more heart
and freaking tastic day.
Yeah, have a great day, guys.
And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.